Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel with a new video. This video deals with the conquest of Bengal and Battle of Buxar, which is a part of Indian modern history. I have already made a video of Battle of Plassey, which is most essential to help you learn the Battle of Buxar. If you don't go through the video, the link is in description box. Go through the link. So let's start the new session. You all know about the Battle of Plassey, which was fought in 1757 between Sirajuddaulah, the Nawab of Bengal, and East India Company. East India Company became victorious as Nawab's own officials made conspiracy and treachery against him. According to the deal, Mir Jafar became the new Nawab of Bengal. But Mir Jafar was not satisfied with the interference of East India Company. He was not let to do his duty freely. In every matter, East India Company put their nose. Thus, it created irritation to Mir Jafar, and also they demand a huge compensation from the new Nawab Mir Jafar. So, Mir Jafar entered into a conspiracy with Dutch. But Dutch were defeated in 1759 by East India Company. Then Miran, the son of Mir Jafar, died, and there started a fight for the Nawabship of Bengal between Mir Qasim and Mir Jafar, Miran's son. Mir Qasim was the son-in-law of Mir Jafar. The new governor of Kolkata agreed to support Mir Qasim's claim. After a treaty between Mir Qasim and the company signed in 1760, Mir Qasim agreed to cede to the company the district of Burdwan, Midnapur and Chittagaon. Mir Qasim promised to pay a sum of rupees 5 lakh towards financing the company's war effort in southern India. As the governor of Kolkata supported Mir Qasim wanted to please in any way. So at first he acted like a puppet. Acted like a puppet Nawab of East India Company. The treaty between Mir Qasim and the company signed in 1760. According to that, Mir Qasim's enemies were the company's enemies and his friends were the company's friends. As the governor of Bengal supported Mir Qasim, Mir Jafar decided to resign in favor of Mir Qasim. Then Mir Qasim and Battle of Buxar. Mir Qasim was the ablest Nawab among the successors of Alivardi Khan. After assuming power, Mir Qasim shifted the capital from Murshidabad to Munger in Bihar. reorganizing the bureaucracy with the man of his own choice. These steps were taken when Mir Qasim was appointed as the new Nawab of Bengal. He remodeling the army to enhance its skill and efficiency. The East India Company thought Mir Qasim was an ideal puppet for them, but actually he was not. Mir Qasim belied the expectation of the company. Inside him, a conspiracy was going silently, because he did not like East India Company, because the East India Company always suppressed the power of Nawab. The East India Company misused the dastak or trade permission, which was ultimately create tension between Nawab and the English. Mir Qasim decided to abolish the duties altogether, but the British protested against this and insisted upon having preferential treatment as against other traders. When Mir Qasim decided to abolish all the duty of all the traders, it created dissatisfaction among the Britishers, because if the duties altogether abolished, the all traders became equal. But Britishers always wanted to take high position in case of trading. The Nawab Company tussle over transit duty led to the outbreak of wars between the English and Mir Qasim in 1763. But unfortunately Mir Qasim was defeated and he fled to Awadh and formed a confederacy with the Nawab of Awadh, Shujauddaulah, and the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, with a view to recover Bengal from the English. The combined armies of Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Awadh, and Shah Alam II were defeated by the English forces under Major Hector Munro at Buxar on 22 October 1764 in a closely contested battle. This battle was known as Battle of Buxar, which was fought on 22 October 1764. The importance of this battle lay in the fact that not only the Nawab of Bengal Mir Qasim, but also the Mughal Emperor, he was the Emperor of India, Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, was defeated by the English. The victory made the English a great power in northern India, as the Britishers were able to defeat the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, who was assumed to be the Emperor of whole India. The Britishers became more confident. They became the contenders for supremacy over the whole country. after the battle of Buxar. Mir Jafar, who was made Nawab in 1763 when relations between Mir Qasim and the company became strained. Mir Jafar again appointed as the Nawab of Bengal. When Mir Qasim wanted to eradicate the company's rule from Bengal, the English were also permitted duty-free trade in Bengal. Duty-free trade in Bengal, except duty on salt. As a result, there was a treaty, that is Treaty of Allahabad, when the East India Company or Britishers defeated the allied three major power, that is the Nawab of Bengal, the Nawab of Awadh, and the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. They decided to finalize a treaty between them, and that was headed by an important Governor General, Robert Clive. Robert Clive concluded two important treaties at Allahabad in August 1765. One with the Nawab of Awadh and other with the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam. Then came the most important thing, that is dual government. East India Company became the real master of Bengal from 1765. As the East India Company or Britishers defeated three major allied powers of India, they became the real master of Bengal. The Nawab of Bengal became the puppet of East India Company or Britishers. For everything, Nawab depended on Britishers. Everything, that is internal security or external security. This dual system of government was introduced by Robert Clive. What is dual system of government? There are two things, that is Diwani and other is Nizamat. As the Diwan, the company directly collected revenues. All the revenues of Bengal collected by the company directly. While through the right to appoint deputy subedar, East India Company directly controlled Nizamat or police. They were directed, the East India Company were directed to appoint deputy subedar. Deputy subedar means the head of police and judicial powers. They had Diwan, that is power to collect revenues, and the power to appoint deputy subedar. Ultimately, they became powerful in both cases, in Diwan or in Nizamat. The company acquired the Diwani function from the emperor and Nizamat function from the subedar. This arrangement in history known as dual or double government. I hope all of you understand the video. If there is any problem, put your comment in comment section, and if you want to download the PDF, there is a Telegram link in description box. Join my Telegram channel and download the PDF. Thank you all for watching.